Welcome to another episode of Salty Mechanics. As you can see, I'm not at the workshop. I am in Dubai. I'm enjoying my life. You know, I've been talking about this many times. Once you're in the season, you work hard. Once you're out, you have to do something else and really just relax and let your mind just wander off into a distant world. And that is what I aim to do. That is what I'm doing. So I'm very, very happy about that. So I haven't forgotten about the fact that I do have a YouTube channel. In this episode, I've been thinking a little bit about what we're gonna show, and I remember that I do have some footage of Tom fixing an SD Saildrive from Yanmar. So instead of watching me sitting here talking, let's just dive deep into this episode and yeah, let's watch it together. All right.
Hello, I'm back again. Now I'm going to show you how the Saildrive SD40 and SD50 works and how I overhaul it. And this is first coffee. And then we have the Saildrive here. I'm going to show you the main components of the upper gear and the lower gear. So let's get started. Now let's see how it works. This is the main components of the upper gear house. It's a cone package and the drive shaft from the engine. This goes into this package, and when you turn it, see there, you see this fixed cone, and this fixed cone goes each way. When you push the cone in here down like that, you see it takes this one to the drive shaft here. This is the drive shaft going down to the lower gear. So this is going each way with this one from the shifting device. And this is on a shaft like this with the steep threads here. So when you get load on this axle, this shaft here, it helps, this threads helps pushing the cone to get hold. This cone package here is a spare package we have, and we overhaul them and have them ready to put straight into the boat when tourists and so on comes. Just ask them to go and get a cup of coffee while we are changing this in the upper gear. The main problem is that you use this too soft. You use the gear stick like you treat your wife, tenderness and love. But when you put this into gear, you have to be brutal because if you are tender and do it softly, this surface here is going to be polished and it won't grab. And if you see here, this is completely polished. So if you are tender, this goes like this and don't grab. What we do is to grit this surface with grinding paste to get it from shiny to not shiny. Now I have been doing this for about 10-15 minutes and I can feel I get more resistance between the fixed cone and the brass cone. This is rough grinding paste and the next is fine grinding paste to get the surface alright. As you see here now, we have got a beautiful surface and now it starts grinding with the fine paste. Here we have to change how the oil flow is, so to make this bigger. The point here is to get the oil away quickest possible. So we do it like this. Now I'm going to assemble this cone package into the upper gear housing. Remember, this is where the shifter is, and this is to the front where the drive shaft comes in. There. And don't destroy the shins. And you can lift it with screwing an 8mm screw at the top here to get the shins straight. There is in place. When you put on the top cap, there is the hole for oil, and that matches with this hole with an O-ring. In place, there. Here you can see the cone moving upwards and downwards to grab this. Now I'm going to install the shaft from the engine. Now I have put the drive shaft into the latte to clean it and to see how destroyed it is after wear from the sealing. Here you can see the wear after the sealing. When I put this in, I'm going to put the sealing a little bit this way, so we get a new surface for the sealing. When I put this together, I always use a tiny layer of grease to be sure that it slips into the right position. Then I can put it together. Here comes the underwater housing. I always use this so I can feel what I'm doing. Now the propeller shaft is polished, greased, and I put in new sealings here and O-rings. Now it's complete and ready to install. Now let's look at the security here in this Saildrive. The outer seal is where the salt water is. This inner seal is a safety seal. And between those, if it comes seawater in, there is a switch that is here with two connecting points. If this comes in touch with salt water, you get a resistance there. And we can see it here. I have salt water here from the sea. And there's no resistance. If I put this into the salt water, you get 600-700 kilo ohms, and that's enough to put the safety relay with signals to your panel. That's the safety. So if you get a signal from the panel that it's leaking on the Saildrive, you have to go to shore immediately. This inner seal will hold some water, but not for driving on a holiday.
Hopefully you had a good time watching that episode. I am going to continue my off-season days and I will see you next time for whatever. Can't really say. Alright, take care guys. Bye bye.
Oh look, another boat with lights on it. I'm just, so tired of boats now. Let's go.